Hello everyone, in this video we will address one of the contemporary questions, that is, should abortions be legal? Abortion is a deeply personal and emotionally charged issue. It evokes passionate responses from individuals across the ideological spectrum, touching upon fundamental questions of morality, autonomy, and sanctity of life. The legality of abortion varies widely across countries and jurisdictions. Ethical debates center around issues such as rights of mother versus the rights of fetus. Abortion is often influenced by cultural, religious, and societal norms. Views on abortion can vary widely within communities and across different demographic groups. Debates often intersect with issues such as women's rights, healthcare access, sex education, and contraceptions. Reproductive right and access to safe and legal abortion services remain central issue in many societies, with ongoing debates over issues such as gestational limits, parental consent requirements, and funding abortion services. Looking at the historical context, abortion has been practiced throughout the history with the evidence of horrible abortification and surgical procedures dating back thousands of years. Ancient civilizations such as Greek and Romans had varying attitudes towards abortion, with some cultures accepting it under certain circumstances while others condemning it. Many early religious texts including Bible, Quran and various Hindu and Buddhist scriptures contain references to abortion. Religious attitude towards abortion have varied over time and across different denominations, with religious viewing it as permissible under certain conditions and others condemning it as a sin. During the medieval and early modern periods, abortion was often prohibited by law and considered as a grave moral offense. Punishment for abortion ranged from fines and imprisonment to corporal punishment and even death, depending on the societal and legal norms of the time. In 19th century, as a medical knowledge and technology advanced, debate around adoption intensified. The rise of medical professionals led to increased regulation of abortion, with laws criminalizing the practice in many countries. However, abortion continued to be widely practiced, often in unsafe settings, leading to significant health risks for women. The 20th century saw significant shift towards abortion influenced by factors such as advancement in contraception, women's rights movements, and changing social norms. Several countries began to reform their abortion laws, decriminalizing or legalizing the procedure under certain circumstances. In 21st century, debates around abortion continue to be continuous and politically charged. While some countries have liberalized their abortion laws, others have imposed restrictions or attempted to roll back the existing rights. Landmark court cases and legislative reforms played a pivotal role in shaping modern abortion laws. For example, in the United States, the landmark Supreme Court decision in Roe v. Wade 1973 legalized abortion nationwide, recognizing women's right to choose abortion within certain limitations based on trimester of pregnancy. The Canadian Supreme Court decision in R v. Morgentaler 1988 struck down Canada's existing abortion law as unconstitutional, effectively decriminalizing abortion. In India, legal framework surrounding abortion is primarily governed by Medical Termination of Pregnancy (MTP) Act 1971 and its subsequent amendments. The MTP Act, enacted in 1971, legalized abortion in India under certain specified conditions. It allows for the termination of pregnancy by registered medical practitioners up to 20 weeks of gestation, subject to specific circumstances. Key provisions of MTP Act are as follows. Condition for legal abortion. Abortion is permitted if continuation of pregnancy poses a risk to a life of the pregnant woman or endangers her physical or mental health. Abortion is also allowed in the cases of substantial fetal abnormalities diagnosed by a medical practitioner. Gestational limit is specified. Abortion is generally permitted up to 20 weeks of gestation. However, under certain circumstances, such as risk to life of the woman and fetal abnormalities, abortion may be allowed beyond 20 weeks with the approval of medical board. There are certain authorized providers. Only registered medical practitioners are authorized to perform abortions under MTP Act. Qualified gynecologists and obstetricians are as well as medical facilities approved for purpose can provide abortion services. In condition for minors, abortion for minors require consent of guardian or parent. The procedures and regulations are to be followed. The MTP Act specifies the procedures and regulations governing the provision of abortion services, including counseling, consent, and post-abortion care. The MTP Act prohibits sex-selective abortion and requires medical practitioners to maintain confidentiality regarding the sex of the fetus. Let us look over the amendment to the MTP Act. The MTP Act has been amended several times to address emerging issues and improve access to safe abortion services. The most recent amendment, the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 2021, expanded access to abortion services by increasing the upper limit for abortion from 20 to 24 weeks in certain circumstances. The amendment also allows for abortion on the grounds of contraceptive failure for married couples and improves access to abortion services for vulnerable population including survivors of sexual violence and women with disabilities. Overall, MTP Act and its amendment provide legal framework for abortion in India, aiming to ensure access to safe and legal abortion services while protecting the health and rights of women. In India, several landmark cases and case laws have played a significant role in shaping the legal landscape surrounding abortion and reproductive rights. One of those is Suchita Srivastava versus Chandigarh Administration 2009. In this landmark case, the Supreme Court of India recognized a woman's right to make reproductive choices, including the decision to terminate the pregnancy. The court emphasized that reproductive rights are integral to women's dignity and autonomy, and the state must ensure to safe and legal abortion services. Another notable case of Amita Dhanda versus Union of India 2012 dealt with the issue of access to abortion services for women with disabilities. Additionally, in Nikhil D. Datar versus Union of India 2014, the Supreme Court considered the issue of abortion beyond 20 weeks of gestation in cases of fetal abnormalities. The court clarified that abortion beyond 20 weeks may be permitted if there is substantial risk to the life of the pregnant woman or if the fetus have severe abnormalities that are incompatible with life. Devika Biswas versus Union of India 2016 addressed the issue of abortion for survivors of sexual violence. The Supreme Court directed the government to ensure that survivors of sexual violence have access to safe and legal abortion services, including post-abortion care and support. These landmark cases have contributed to the interpretation and implementation of MTP Act and have helped to strengthen the reproductive rights and access to abortion services in India. They underscore the importance of upholding women's autonomy, dignity, and right to make informed decisions about their reproductive health. Public opinion on abortion vary widely and are influenced by factors such as cultural, religious, personal belief, and political ideology. Here are some common perspectives. Many individuals and organizations advocate for legalization of abortion, arguing that it is essential for women's right, autonomy, and health. Supporters of legal abortion emphasize the importance of providing access to safe and regulated abortion services to prevent harm to women and protect their rights. Others oppose the legal abortion on moral, religious, or ethical grounds, viewing it as taking of human life and a violation of fundamental principles of morality. Opponents of legal abortion often advocate for restriction or ban on abortion, arguing that it is necessary to protect the right of unborn fetus and uphold sanctity of life. Some individuals hold moderate position on abortion, acknowledging the complexity of the issue and advocating for a balanced approach that respects both women's right and fetal interest. Some of the arguments in favor are women's reproductive autonomy. Legal abortion recognizes and upholds women's right to make decisions over her own body and reproductive health. It acknowledges her autonomy and agency in determining whether to continue or to terminate pregnancy. Health and safety. Legal abortion ensures access to safe and regulated medical procedures, reducing the risk associated with unsafe clandestine abortion. It prevents maternal mortality by providing with access to trained healthcare professionals and appropriate medical facilities. Prevention of unwanted pregnancies. Legal abortion helps to prevent negative consequences of unwanted pregnancies such as financial hardship, emotional distress, and disruption to educational or career aspirations. It allows women to plan and control their fertility, contributing to their overall well-being and quality of life. Reduction of illegal abortion. Legal abortion reduces the incidence of illegal and unsafe abortion, which are often performed under unsanitary conditions and pose significant health risks to women. By providing legal and regulated framework for abortion, it protects women's health and lives. Equality and social justice. Legal abortion promotes gender equality and social justice by ensuring that women have equal access to reproductive healthcare services. It helps to address disparities in healthcare access and empowers women to exercise their reproductive rights without discrimination or stigma. Legal abortion can contribute to effort to address overpopulation and reduce strain on natural resources and the environment. It allows individuals to make informed choices about family size and helps mitigate the environmental impact of population growth. In ethical consideration, legal abortions respect individuals' diverse ethical and religious beliefs by allowing them to make decisions about abortion based on their own values and circumstances. It recognizes that the mortality is subjective and individuals may have different perspectives on the issue. These arguments highlight the importance of legal abortion as means of safeguarding women's health, autonomy, and rights while also addressing broader social, ethical, and public health considerations. Arguments in against. Opponents of the legal abortion argue that life begins at conception and therefore terminating a pregnancy is equivalent to taking a human life. They believe that every fetus has the right to life and should be protected from harm. Some have ethical and religious objection to abortion, viewing it as morally wrong or sinful. They argue that abortion violates fundamental principles of mortality and undermines the sanctity of human life. Potential abuse and exploitation. Critics of legal abortion raise concerns about potential for abuse and exploitation, particularly in cases where abortion is performed for the reasons other than medical necessity. They argue that legalizing abortion may lead to a selective abortion based on factors such as gender, race, or disability. Opponents of legal abortion assert that abortion can have negative psychological and emotional consequences for women, including feelings of guilt, grief, and regret. They argue that women may experience long-term psychological harm as a result of undergoing abortion procedures. Some critics argue that abortion is not only solution to unplanned or unwanted pregnancies and that alternatives such as adoption or parenting should be promoted. Instead, they believe that society should provide support and resources to help women choose alternatives to abortions. Critics of legal abortion highlight the potential medical risk and complications associated with procedure, including infection, hemorrhage, and damage to reproductive organs. They argue legal abortion may not be safe for women's health and well-being. Opponents of legal abortion express concern about the societal and cultural impact of widespread access of abortion. They argue that legalizing abortion may lead to devaluation of human life and shift towards a more permissive attitude toward issues such as sexuality and family values. Some critics argue that legal abortion infringes upon the rights of unborn child, denying them the opportunity to live and fulfill their potential. They believe that society has the responsibility to protect the rights of the most vulnerable members, including unborn fetus. These arguments reflect the diverse range of perspectives and concerns surrounding the issue of legal abortion, touching upon ethical, moral, medical, and social considerations. Looking at statistics and reports, according to World Health Organization, an estimated 73.3 million abortions across worldwide each year. Approximately 45% of all abortions worldwide are considered unsafe, with the highest rate of unsafe abortion occurring in countries with restrictive abortion laws and limited access to healthcare services. Unsafe abortion accounting for approximately 7% of maternal deaths globally. Abortion rates can vary widely by region and country, influenced by factors such as legal restriction, access to contraception, and socio-cultural norms. According to Guttmacher Institute, the highest abortion rates are found in regions where abortion is highly restricted, such as Sub-Saharan Africa and Latin America. In contrast, regions with more liberal abortion laws and greater access to contraception tend to have lower abortion rates, such as Western Europe and North America. Studies have shown that legalizing abortion can lead to reduction in maternal mortality by increasing access to safe and regulated abortion services. A report by Guttmacher Institute found that countries with liberal abortion laws tend to have lower rates of unsafe abortion and better maternal health outcome compared to countries with restrictive abortion laws. Politicians and activists often express their strong views and opinions on abortion, with some advocating for abortion and right to access, while others opposing for abortion and support restriction or bans. For example, politicians such as Hillary Clinton and Kamala Harris have been vocal supporters of abortion right, while others like Mike Pence and Sahan Pilan have advocated for restriction on abortion access. Some medical professionals like Dr. Jean Gunter and Dr. Willie Parker are outspoken advocates of abortion right and access, emphasizing the importance of evidence-based abortion care and reproductive health care services. Others, such as Dr. Anthony Levento, have spoken out against abortion, often drawing on their medical expertise to supporting anti-abortion arguments. Shashi Tharoor, the Indian politician and author, has expressed support for abortion rights, advocating for women's reproductive autonomy and access to safe and legal abortion services. Smriti Irani, as a prominent political figure, has expressed conservative views on abortion, aligning with her party's stance on issues related to women's reproductive rights and family values. Arundhati Roy, the renowned author and activist, has spoken out in support of women's rights, including access to reproductive health care services. She has criticized restriction on abortion and advocated for greater reproductive autonomy for women. Aruna Roy, the social activist, has emphasized the importance of ensuring that women have control over their reproductive choices. Dr. Soumya Swaminathan, the chief scientist at World Health Organization, has emphasized the importance of access to safe and legal abortion services as a public health imperative. Dr. Devi Shetty, the renowned cardiac surgeon and founder of Narayana Health, has expressed views on abortion from a medical perspective, emphasizing the importance of evidence-based abortion care and the need to address barrier to access in order to reduce maternal mortality and morbidity. Sadhguru Jaggi Vasudev, the spiritual leader and foundation of Isha Foundation, has shared views on abortion from a spiritual perspective. Sadhguru Jaggi Vasudev, the spiritual leader and founder of Isha Foundation, has shared views on abortion from a spiritual perspective, acknowledging the complexity of issue and emphasizing the importance of compassion and understanding in addressing reproductive healthcare issues. Swami Agnivesh has spoken out against social and cultural barriers to access and has called for greater awareness and education on reproductive rights. These are just few examples of diverse range of opinions on abortion expressed, highlighting the complexity of issue and importance of dialogue and engagement in addressing reproductive healthcare issues in India. Overall, famous personalities represent a wide range of perspectives on abortion, reflecting the diversity of opinions within society and highlighting the complex social, ethical, and political issues surrounding the topic. Public health and human rights consideration also influence global perspectives on abortion. Organizations such as World Health Organization and the United Nations Population Fund advocate for safe and legal abortion services as fundamental component of reproductive healthcare and women's rights. Efforts to promote global health and development, including the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, recognize the importance of ensuring access to sexual and reproductive healthcare services, including abortion, as the means of achieving gender equality, reducing maternal mortality, and promoting social and economic development. In conclusion, the topic of abortion is multifaceted and complex, encompassing legal, ethical, and social medical dimensions. Throughout this presentation, we have explored various aspects of abortion, including its definition, historical context, legal framework, arguments for and against, global perspectives, statistical data, and the opinions of experts and prominent individuals. As we navigate discussions and debates surrounding abortion, it is important to approach the topic with empathy, respect, and sensitivity, recognizing the complexities of individual circumstances and the need for comprehensive reproductive healthcare services. By promoting informed dialogue, advocating for reproductive rights, and addressing barriers to access, we can work towards a society that respects and upholds the dignity, autonomy, and well-being of all individuals, regardless of their views on abortion. Thank you for engaging with this presentation.